You are now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
What's going on, guys and gals? This is your boy, Autumn Wind Williams. You're now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football. We are now at week 13 of the NFL 2019 football season. And yeah, this is a little rarity for me to do a video for a Thursday game day. Normally only do Sundays, but you know, it is Thanksgiving and got to be in the giving season, right? So I'm going to give you some picks that I have at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and a defense. It's going to be a three-game slate this Thursday. You guys playing year-long fantasy, also make sure that you set your lineups for Thursday morning, because if you don't and you're in a hunt for the playoffs, you're going to be out in the playoffs. Speaking of that, I'm out of the playoffs on my sleeper league. ESPN, NFL.com looks like I'm going to be in the playoffs. In those, actually, I think I'm in first place on ESPN. This will be my second year in a row. I won last year in the playoffs championship. Yes, so hopefully I do a repeat. But anyway, moving on with the show. It was pretty difficult for me to make a decision as far as my main lineup, who I'm planning to play this Thursday for Thanksgiving. And, you know, I was looking at how it's going to be definitely chalky. That's why I don't do showdown videos or anything like that, because it's really difficult to differentiate when everybody's going to be sharing a jackpot if everybody's watching my video or somebody else's and we're saying all the same picks. It's difficult for anybody to win at that top of the leaderboard. But, you know, I'm trying to be as different as I can with my main lineup. I'm not saying I'm not going to play any chalk guys, because I know I am. I'm going to be playing multiple lineups on multiple sites. So some of the lineups you're just going to have to eat the chalk. That's the way it is. But what I have at quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky. I know it sounds like a really gross play, but I'm looking at how he's going against Detroit. You can throw on Detroit Lions. And, you know, he didn't do that great this past week. He got he completed 25 of 41 passes, got 278 yards. He rushed for a touchdown. He got a touchdown throwing, too. He got a couple receivers, I believe, injured. Let me double check that right now. Okay, we got Tyler Gabriel. I know he's suffering a concussion. And I think that's about it. That's right. No tight end. I think they're down to like their fourth string tight end now. I know Shaheen, well, he's questionable right now. But he was non-participant into the Tuesday's practice, so I would not press my luck on that. I'm looking more at him throwing the ball to Tariq Cohen a lot, and Allen Robinson, and maybe even you might see some Cordero Patterson play, or Williams. But yeah, I think Trubisky could go out there and rush for a touchdown, maybe two if we're lucky. And I feel really comfortable at picking him, because he's one of them cheap quarterbacks that's going to allow me to put in higher priced players that I have more confidence in at, say, running back or receiver. And moving on to running back, speaking of one of his targets that I mentioned earlier, I got Tariq Cohen. You know, I like David Montgomery, but, you know, I'm looking at, he hasn't been doing it for us, man. Last week he got, 5.1 fantasy points. Before that, he got 6 fantasy points. Before that, 6 fantasy points again, and that was against Detroit, too. So, I'm looking at Tariq Cohen's going to be getting the ball a lot in this game. I can guarantee that. You know, he is the human joystick. Well, that's what they used to call him last year, at least. The human joystick, because the dude is, he's off the chain, man. So I'm definitely going to be playing Tariq Cohen. He's been getting double digits due to the fact that David Montgomery has not been showing up. Look at this past week, he got 12.4 fantasy points. Week before that, 18.4 fantasy points. Week before that, 13.7 fantasy points. So I can see him going out there and having a hell of a game. Hopefully he can get 2 touchdowns as well. Moving on to wide receiver. I'm going to the chalkiest game on here, and that's the late night hammer at 5:20 West Coast time. That's right, West Coast time. 5:20, that's when everybody's stuffed with their turkey. We're catching the itis. We don't want to drive home. If we're visiting relatives, we might want to sleep over and watch that Thursday night football game together. Or watch that game before we have to go to bed and get ready to work. For those that do have to work on Friday, or you're just trying to stay up to get ready for Black Friday. But regardless, you're going to be watching that game. I'm talking about the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. It's the highest implied total. And I'm looking at how Julio Jones, he's questionable right now. You know, he's dealing with a shoulder. He went in the locker room last game. They tried to figure out what was wrong with him. If it was anything serious. It don't look like it's too serious, but I kind of can see Julio Jones going out there and playing as a decoy, especially if Marshawn Lattimore is back. He's going to definitely be shadowed. So I'm staying away clearly from Julio Jones, and I'm going to play Calvin Ridley. Now, Calvin Ridley, he came through for me. You know, I selected him on the last video, stacking with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan let me down again. I'm kind of through with Matt Ryan. Only reason why I'm going to play him on this 3-game slate is because it's a 3-game slate. After that, we're done, unless he's a showdown quarterback. But if it's going to be like 10, 11, 12-game slate, man, I'm done with Matt Ryan until I can gain confidence in him and put him in my rosters. So if I play him, it's going to be like 1 or 2 lineups if I put up 150 lineups. But Calvin Ridley, I thought he was going to fail this past week because Matt Ryan was so unproductive. But, you know, the thing happened with Julio Jones, so he had to step it up a little bit more. He went out there and got us a touchdown to save us. He totaled 22 fantasy points for the day. Week before that, he got 31.3 fantasy points. Week before that, he got 7.7. Against New Orleans, that's why I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried about that because they're playing New Orleans this Thursday, but that was in New Orleans. The only difference with this is they're in Atlanta, and Julio's injured. So, like I said, I think he's going to be playing decoy and let Calvin Ridley, maybe Russell Gage, pick up the slack for him. So I'm going to definitely have him in my lineups, mainly my main lineup this Thursday. Moving on to tight end, I'm going to stay in that game with Jared Cook. The reason why I picked Jared Cook, let's look at the tight ends we have right here. Austin Hooper, it looks like he might still be out. He's questionable. He didn't practice this Tuesday. Hockenson, he's questionable. Let's see, he was limited Tuesday practice. Witten, you can play Witten, but then you got to worry about Jarwin getting the ball. And they just played, Sunday night, right? And they got their ass beat by the Patriots, man. That really had me upset. No, it wasn't Thursday night. They treated it like it was a Thursday night. They called it the America's Game of the Week or something like that, man. Sunday night's supposed to be America's Game of the Week, not Sunday afternoon. But, you know, we know how the NFL is with their Patriots and their Cowboys. But besides that, we got what? If Austin Hooper don't play, we got Jaden Graham. And what did he do? What did he do this week? Well, he did fairly decent for a backup. He got 6.3 fantasy points. But, man, we're trying to get touchdowns. We're trying to get double-digit touchdowns, hopefully. And I feel like Jared Cook is double touchdowns, double-digit fantasy points. And if it's anybody I can think that can do that at tight end is Jared Cook, because he's getting targeted a lot. by Drew Brees. He got 21.9 fantasy points this past Sunday. Week before that, 11.3 fantasy points. Week before that, 13.4 fantasy points. So, he's been averaging 70 plus receiving yards and a touchdown the 5 last consecutive games. So, I'm going to definitely have him locked as my tight end. At defense, I got the Chicago Bears. I know they're on the road. The Bears have not been doing what I expected them to do this year. But if you look at how they're facing them, let's see what they did against the Lions before. Come on. Let me pull them up. Check out their stats right here. Let's see. Against the Lions in Week 10, they put up 8 fantasy points on defense. They got 2 sacks, 1 interception. That's cool, especially when you look at how the Detroit Lions backup quarterback, Jeff Driscoll, he's injured. He might not play. He was limited this Tuesday at practice. Stafford's out, with back pains and getting old. It's cold right now, so arthritis probably bothering him. If they don't have Driscoll play, who's injured, it's going to be this dude, David Blah. Blah, 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 blah. What a name, man. Yeah, you're cool. But, hey, you got to pick the Bears, right? I know they're going to probably be chalky because I know word getting around about Driscoll and Blah. So, a lot of people going to play the Bears, but, some plays you just can't be contrarian on a 3-game slate. Only way you're going to be super contrarian is if you say play Chase Daniels and he's not starting, and Frank Gore and Danny Amendola and Josh Hill and the Lions defense, which is nobody's playing unless they're playing on multiple lineups as well and just randomly picking people. But I'm just trying to put different plays here and there, but I'm going to have some chalk. You can't get off the chalk, but you just got to get creative with your lineups, man. Whatever you do, say that you are out of your money right now on DraftKings at least. I know they do have free tournaments for you guys that if you still want to play this Thanksgiving slate, or if you're trying to hold on to your money for Sunday's matchup. They do have a $25K free Thanksgiving giveaway. It's for tickets. It's tickets to get in larger game slates for this Sunday. I think it's for this Sunday. Let me check it out. No, it's not for this Sunday. Well, the main one's not for this Sunday. It's for December 22nd, which is the 1.5K main event ticket. And then they got a Wildcat ticket that they're giving away, millionaire ticket, and also a play action $3 ticket. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can go ahead and do that at DraftKings.com. There's also some other ones. They divided it up as showdown slates for you to play in, and that's going to be a battle in them showdown slates. But it is kind of fun trying to differentiate your lineups, try to get to know other players you probably wouldn't normally play. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Let me go back up and down my lineup again to provide you. At quarterback, I had Mitchell Trubisky. At running back, I have Tariq Cohen. At wide receiver, I have Calvin Ridley. Tight end, I have Jared Cook. And defense, I have the Chicago Bears. Yes, this has been week 3 special for Thanksgiving. Fantasy football by the 411 with your boy Autumn Wynn Williams. You can holla at me, follow me at the 411 DFS on Twitter and Instagram. And don't forget to smash that like button. and that subscribe button. And comment below. And happy Turkey Day, everybody. Just win, baby. Peace. I'm out.